Sisselberger, third individually at 75%.
And since Colucci's come back, he's really been a presence at the faceoff X. If Colgate can win these draws, not only with their faceoff guy, but also the two wing guys, it will enable them to keep the ball away from this Lehigh attack.
And Christian McHugh, the wing, knocks that one away from Colgate. And it's the Mountain Hawks that have the first possession.
And Schelling here, who has the ball, is very, very talented. You saw him coming up to get the ball. He's a quarterback type, do-it-all attackman for Lehigh. He shoots, he scores.
From Gage. Is it back to Eichelberger? Breezy is in All-Patriot League. Back behind X. Here's Christian Muley, one of those other attackers, part of a very solid and well-gelling unit there up front for the Mountain Hawks. Colgate gets a stick on it, but it's taken back down. Shot clock's down to 20. Kirst over right side, and an easy goal for Christian Muley.
And you saw the passing on display with this Lehigh offensive unit.
Had 3 more wins in that 2019 season, an 0-6 campaign a year ago. Colgate looking for win number 2 of 2021 today.
And interesting, Colgate gets hung up behind the cage here with Schelling and the previous possession with Muley. They must not be able to get back there. They're really helping into the crease area. But it's also not that dangerous of a situation. It seems very dangerous because you have a guy unguarded with the ball, but he is behind the cage. So if you can manage it, it can waste the shot clock if they just sit back there looking to pass the ball into the center.
Eichelberger got his hands free, sailed it high. Muley gets the backup, though. Still 20 to shoot for Lehigh. Here's Kirst. He gets his first.
Kirst with a strong move there for his
clock under the shot clock, so Lehigh can hold to end the quarter. Justin Tiernan, sophomore attacker, flips it back. Gersbeck. Question mark. Can't get space. Sidewinder is not even close. Tommy Schelling, the man at X, quarterback of this offense, picks it back up, though. $15 left to play. Schelling rolls and scores.
What a move by Schelling there, right off the end line dodge. Minimal time left in the quarter. Took it hard for his right hand. You could tell he was waiting for that contact to use the defender's momentum to roll underneath and have an open. This hanger situation hung up, has the defenseman hung up, but can't find any cutters on the inside. Colgate doing a nice job locking that up.
Bouncer, nice knee save from Collins. Loose at X. Scott Cole with the offensive ground ball. That one stings high.
Off the ground ball, you're normally taught to reverse that ground ball to the opposite side of the field and then attack, but he just attacked right off that end line. Colgate didn't have a slide set up to come to him and was able to put that one right high in the net. You saw it was a hard transition in the clearing game, or use their passing ability, kind of like a quarterback throwing a Hail Mary to find an open attackman.
Big shot from Schelling. That one knocked away. Sidorski takes it back down, but it's poked free. Raiders skipping it ahead. Ball back loose again at midfield, and the Mountain Hawks recover with Cole Kirst. This is nail-biting lacrosse. Colgate with another cause turnover at midfield. Minicus and Colgate finally finds the board. It's 4-1.
And great job by Minicus taking advantage of the transition opportunity out of the cage. They had an open cutter. Spence jumps out to cover it. Very headsy goalie in there, as we've talked about all day. Fun to watch. Keep an eye on him watching the game and throughout these Lehigh games going forward.
He's played every single game of his college career, started all but one, and that one was back in his freshman season. Head coach Kevin Cassis says the game's really slowing down for him this year. He's working with Cullen Nesdale, who Lehigh acquired to the coaching staff from Yale. Has really helped him refine those skills ahead of this season. Salvaggio, that one bounces through.
Great hard dodge, pulling his hands back to his right at the pick and really rolled that pick right to the center and got an awesome look. but Collins just standing on his head, stopping the ball again.
That's now 8 saves for the junior goalie, Sean Collins.
And that's a great half. That's really, getting to 8 to 10 is a really good game. So getting upwards of that in a half is very impressive, especially some of the saves he's had. That one right on top of him. They haven't been 15 yards easy saves. They've been impressive saves to keep this Colgate team in the game.
And that impressive effort has Colgate within 2 of the number 10 team in the country. Shot clock at 25. Salvaggio gets his second on the bouncer. It's a 1-goal game.
And so
Schelling, the leading point getter, has a pole on him.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him bring it down to about 15 seconds, maybe a little bit more than that before they start their offense. Always kind of the tightrope walk. When do you start your offense? How long do you keep the clock down to? You can see here Schelling.
Strong screen, and he finds the opening. Running from behind Cage. And it's a 2-goal lead for Lehigh right before halftime.
And that was
and institutional funding. Your support will help ensure that our student athletes have the resources necessary to train, practice, and compete relentlessly for championships. Make your gift today at colgate.edu/athleticsgift. Thank you for being a part of our team. Just about 30 seconds into the second half, it's 5-3 Lehigh, the number 10 team in the country, over the Colgate Raiders here in Hamilton. Brian Minicus diving towards the cage. He bounces his second goal through, and it's a 1-goal game.
What a nice low-angle dodge there. Dodged right-handed behind the cage.
Minicus against Eichelberger. The lefty shot's denied by Spence. He's running out of cage to chase it. Hello with the shoulder. Oh, no, he's out of cage and almost gives it up. Eichelberger helping clean up the mess. He does give it up. Spence able to get back. And that's one of the risks you take when you're a goalie that's going out of cage 20, 30 yards.
Absolutely. He was way out of the cage there, luckily able to get back to not give up the open goal.
Tie game! Mike Hawkins with his first of the day.
And it was just a matter of time before Hawkins got on the board. He's so skilled at dodging from behind the cage, took it to his right hand, and it looked like he had no angle, but he's able to extend his hands and wrap the stick around the defender to shoot by Spence. And you can't...
Pair of goals to knot this up at 5 apiece against the number 10 team in the country. Cole Kirst ripping with one hand. Back to Quinn Armstrong, the freshman from Baltimore. He bounces it, and Collins gets in the way of that one. Might have gotten a piece of it, but either way, Lehigh backs it up. They say it wasn't on goal, did not touch it. So the shot clock is at 30 for the Mountain Hawks. Armstrong to Sidorski. And Lehigh takes the lead again.
And Armstrong with a nice left-handed dodge to draw the slide throw back and an open shot there. Then cut several players or one player to the crease off some motion to try to generate either a crease opportunity or a skip for a step-in shot from preferably 10 yards, but sometimes a little bit farther.
First EMO for Lehigh, just the second for either team today. That feed went out in front, just wide, but collected by Sidorski. Another try, and this time it's Justin Tiernan, the sophomore.
And he's really a man-up specialist here. Comes in, great hands on the inside. He's had goals throughout the year on the man-up, and they were able to find him on the interior. One of those Long Island play, handle a ball coming out of an underhand flip. You wouldn't think it would make any difference, right, coming up, but it actually is a little bit difficult to handle rather than catching one that's thrown straight overhand. So we've seen several Lehigh receivers of those passes struggle with them a little bit, and it actually does make a difference, and it's harder to handle.
Shot from Gersbeck was wide. It's kind of like the concept that a softball pitch is harder than a baseball pitch, and Tommy Schelling. That's an early hat trick and an 8-6 Lehigh lead. Able to start at the same time as everyone else that last weekend in February. Originally scheduled to play against UAlbany. Then both teams had COVID-19 issues. For Lehigh in particular, 25% of the team in quarantine, multiple more injuries. And hello, Cole Kirst! That was fast.
the gap here with this 4-goal lead. Obviously, offense is going to have to be productive. Then they'll probably need to get a goal in that transition, maybe two, one or two from a long pole or somewhere in the transition game.
Lehigh's had the advantage in the transition game so far. Shot clock halfway down for the Raiders. Minicus. Hands free and scores! That's a hat trick for the junior.
And Minicus with a strong dive. Lehigh with the invert offensive set. Something we haven't seen as much of today, something we thought going in we'd see more of, but they're initiating the offense from the invert.
Kirst pulling his way down and gets it again. That's another player with a hat trick for the Mountain Hawks.
And a classic Kirst goal, dodging hard, pulling his top shoulder down into the Raiders defense, getting right on top of the cage and able to slide it past Collins.
Back to
He's suspected to see that with 4-goal deficit here. Getting into the fourth quarter, you're going to have to get the ball back, right? So we're going to have to see a increased riding presence and effort going into this fourth quarter from the Raiders.
Cole Kirst flips it back to Esks for Sidorski. Gets a screen back there and bounces it through. 5-goal game. And the Mountain Hawks can't be stopped here in the third.
And we see that big little pick behind the cage, a hard dodge off it, and that basketball-type offense using that pick to perfection to come off strong for your left hand. The short stick playing throughout the entire game that has gotten you to this 11 goals.
Cole Kirst is one of those players who's been attacking hard. He's got a hat trick already. Eichelberger with 35 to shoot.
And Eichelberger hasn't been able to get one on the board yet today. He's been doing a lot, taking the wings, playing some defense, offense. He's all over the place, but not able to notch one past Collins.
Tommy Schelling can't get number 4 that time, but he does here. Right off the deflection from Collins, he scoops it up for point number 5 on the day to shoot. Schelling has 4 right now.
Got the short stick matchup, so expect him to attack this hard.
Down to 5, spins, and gets number 5.
And with Schelling with the short stick, Colgate's defense is difficult because he's so crafty in getting it on one side of the cage and then attacking quickly to the next side of the cage before Colgate can get set up in an invert defense. But they have to get the slide there and get it out of his stick or get it moving away from the cage. He's just too. Have been very impressed with him, but maybe even more impressed today watching him live.
Very impressive outing just in general from this Lehigh squad, the number 10 team in the country. Showing itself to clearly be the most dominant in the entire Patriot League, owning a 7-goal lead over the Colgate Raiders. Again, no lead is safe, but it's going to be tough coming back with less than 9 minutes to play.
Absolutely. Tough to come back, but if you are the Raiders, you still have to attack patiently on offense so as to not turn the ball over. No reason to rush. It's going to come 1 goal at a time.
And there's none right there. Number 1 for Jacob Spazita. Number 5 of the season for the freshman. Right in Lehigh Town, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Back behind to Armstrong. Rolling past Decker. 25 left for Lehigh to shoot. Schelling's got the pole. He's only got the shorty maybe once today, and he took advantage. Quick feed, quick stick. Christian Muley gets his second.
Beautiful pass there. Beautiful pass there, feed to Muley, and what hands by Muley on the backside just to catch it back and put it right in the net before Collins could switch from pipe to pipe.
Lehigh doubling up Colgate, 14-7.
Really played well down the stretch here after giving up a few goals. They've adjusted, which has been really impressive to me, to sliding quicker. They've played multiple defenses during the man-to-man as well as a zone, the 3-3 zone defense at the Raiders. So they've been an impressive group this afternoon.
Matt Ilchuk, a senior who was a high-tier recruit but hasn't really done much production because you just have such a pipeline of players coming through this Mountain Hawks program who continuously contribute, and there's another. Justin Angelo, the senior.
Nice left-handed low corner shot sneaks by Collins. You see him changing that level like we were talking about earlier. It's happened, and there's always a lower seed that knocks off a higher seed. So both those teams, though highly ranked, will be a fun one to watch next weekend.
That one a messy face-off. It is Connor Gaffney taking this one. He can't get it, and Cadigan's denied. And off the putback, Colgate scores. Change of goalie. It was Nick Pecora facing that shot.
And a nice headsy play there. Cadigan gets denied. A nice save initially, but a bounce out and then a long pole goal, which always could be a boost in momentum here, as they all are here. And another opportunity for this Raiders team to get another Patriot League victory.
Only one home game left after this for Colgate. That's coming up on April 10th at 1 p.m. against BU, the team that the Raiders fell short 16-11 against last weekend. And we'll have that for you right here on ESPN+.
Now we'll see this Raiders man up here.
And Minicus, why not?
So they
give him number 4.
Minicus really having a day today.
Second half has been that attacking unit for Lehigh, anchored from the strong face-off performance by Mike Sisselberger. You got Tommy Schelling leading the way with 5 goals and an assist. Cole Kurz with a hat trick. Christian Muley with a pair of goals. And why not? Bobby Goggin.
Left.
With 20 seconds left, Mountain Hawks are going to let it roll out. Colgate kept this game really close for a long while. It was a tie game early in the third quarter, but Lehigh closes this one out strong. And the Mountain Hawks stay undefeated. Move to 4-0 with a 15-10 win over the Colgate Raiders here in Hamilton.
So Colgate's continuing to progress as a team.